Hey guys, this is the fourth video in my Discord.py series. However, it is only part 3 because I made a part 2.5. But yeah, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to be making commands the proper way. The reason I say the proper way is because in part 2.5 we created them the improper way, or in a improper way. And that was essentially by using the onMessage event and modifying or not modifying, but reading the message content in a way that we could use as a command. Now, we're going to be using in this video the way that Discord.py has allowed us to create commands easily, and let's just get right into that. So, if you remember from part 2.5, we created two commands. One was .ping and one was .echo. And we're essentially going to be creating these same two commands in this video. So the first command we want to create is .ping. So to do that, we essentially give our command the decorator client.command followed with these two brackets, or whatever you want to call them. I'm going to call them brackets. And the reason we have the brackets here and not in the client.event is because the command or client.command decorator has some attributes that we can change up. We're actually not going to be changing any of them in this video. However, we will do that in the later videos when we create commands that actually need the attributes changed. So for now, don't worry about it. Just find the video that you want to make a command for eventually, or just post it in the comments and I'll make a video about it. But we'll get back to that in a future video. But essentially just give it the decorator client.command at client.command. Put the brackets at the end, and again you're just going to put async def, and then the name of the function is going to be the name of the command. So we want to create a ping function, so we're just going to type ping. We don't want to pass in any arguments into the function because we just want .ping to run our function. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that this ping command will be run by this command prefix here, because we're creating it using the discord.ext commands. We can use the bot we created up here, this specific client, if that made sense. Essentially, these commands that you create this way will be run using this command prefix that we used, or that we created in the very first part of this series. Anyways, so we have our ping command, and all we want our ping command to do is output pong, right? So the way we do that with a command is we can type await client.say pong. Now, I did technically make an error there when I said the way we do it with a command. Client.say is actually the same as client.sendMessage. However, client.say can only be used in a command, whereas client.sendMessage can be used in both commands and events. And client.say, actually, if you notice here, we didn't pass in a channel for the message to be sent to, and that's simply because client.say just sends the message to the channel that the command was called in. So if I call ping in my general channel, but I have another channel called bots, and I call .ping there, it'll send it in its according channel that it was called in. So that's essentially it for the first command. So save it, run it. I hope there are no errors. Doesn't look like it. So we go over to our server and type .ping. Perfect. Our bot types pong. Now let's get on to our second command. And this is essentially just going to be the echo command. This should go much quicker because we have more or less gone over everything new in this video, in this command. So we just put client.command. Again, for the sake of this command, we don't need to be changing any of the attributes in here. Async def echo. Actually, for echo, we will need to be passing in some arguments because we want to be taking in the sentence that we want to repeat back to the server, or the channel, I guess. Now, because the arguments that are passed into the function are split by spaces when you type them into Discord, we'll need to be taking them into this function as if they're multiple parameters that are being passed in. So essentially, we'll just type star args, or asterisk. I hate saying that word. But just like this, we can pass in an infinite amount of arguments into the command, and it'll simply return a tuple of all the arguments that we've passed into the command. Pretty straightforward. I hope you know this. This is basic Python. And essentially what we're going to do is, similar to the last video, just set an output string and say for word in args output, we'll add on the word to output, and then we'll also add on a space, simply to split up all of the words. And then just like we did in the past, or in the previous command, await client.say output. That should do it. So all we did here is we passed in a bunch of commands. So if we type in hello world or hello, my name is Lucas, all of them will be passed in, and it'll all be stored in this args tuple right here. And then we simply stick them onto the end of our output variable and add a space in between each word. Yes, again, there will be a space at the end of the sentence, but that's not really a problem. And then we just say the output. So let's save it and run it. Oh, gotta close the previous instance of the bot and just go over here, echo hello world. And just like that, it says hello world. Let's test our .ping to make sure it's still working. Great. Now, there is something that you will need to know about running commands. It has caused me a lot of problems before, simply because I just didn't know how to fix it. And that is, if you have a onMessage event, as well as commands. So let me just type a quick onMessage event. I don't know, await client dot, I don't know, we'll just say print, whoops, what am I doing now? Print a user has sent a message. I don't know. So every time we send a message, the bot will print out to the console a user has sent a message. So let's run it. Let's see what happens. Oh, I keep forgetting to close this. So the bot is ready. Test, right? If we look here, a user has sent a message. Now if I type .ping, .ping doesn't run anymore. However, it does say a user has sent a message. And the reason for that is because the onMessage function has priority over commands. So the way to get around it and essentially make sure that after the commands, or after the onMessage function has run, continue to check if commands are, or the message contains a valid command, you essentially just want to add await client dot process commands and then the message. And essentially all that does is, after it detects a message, it runs its code and then processes this message, the message that was sent to the server and detected by the bot, processes it, and checks if it is a command. And that should essentially fix that problem for us. God, I keep forgetting to close this. Anyways, so we have changed it. So now if we type .ping, the bot still says pong, but our onMessage function also logs the message. I don't know why it says two of them, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, that's essentially how you get around that. So what did we learn in this video? We learned how to create commands. We learned how to name our commands. We learned how the commands work in general. We learned the .say function, the new client function, I guess. And we also learned that the commands can now have their prefix changed through modifying this line that we created back in the start of the first video. So that's essentially the gist of creating a Discord bot using these, I guess, 3 videos, because part 2.5 is kind of irrelevant now that you know this information. But using these 3 videos, you can now make your Discord bots however you like, because this general structure is relevant throughout all Discord bots. I mean, some stuff is changed around, but for the most part, this is how it's structured. But yeah, so now the next couple of videos will essentially be getting into specifics. I know I mentioned an auto roll system in, I believe, part 2 or part 2.5, I'm not entirely sure, but I think for my next video I'm going to be making a simple clear command, and essentially what that command is going to do is delete X amount of messages from a Discord channel, and it's essentially going to be used to clear up the chat, hence clear, right? But that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Leave any suggestions for future videos down below. In case you're wondering about voice, or the voice sort of component of discord.py, I will be getting to that, but maybe not for a couple of videos, simply because I just want to get sort of making basic text commands out of the way, just manipulating the chat in Discord before we get to things such as playing music and creating music bots. But yeah, again, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you later. Bye.